Today's news. Today's
Trump
news.
named in just revealed notes.
New emails from Jeffrey Epstein's estate.
House to vote on ending shutdown.
We're opening up our country. Should have never been closed.
Heartfelt tributes.
There's no one in my life I felt more comfortable with.
Good morning, I'm Steve Kathan. With the CBS World News Roundup this morning, House Democrats have released emails from Jeffrey Epstein, which mention President Trump. CBS's Natalie Brand is at the White House.
One of them alleges that in a private correspondence between Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein's associate, Epstein wrote in 2011 that Donald Trump, quote, spent hours at my house with a victim of sex trafficking, referring to Trump as the dog that hasn't barked. Now, CBS News is still working to go through all of this information and learn more about the details, but it comes as this is a topic the White House has been trying to avoid.
And Trump has denied any involvement in or knowledge of the Epstein sex trafficking operation. House Speaker Johnson today will swear in Arizona's Adelita Grijalva, a Democrat who won a special election back in September. She has promised to be the decisive vote in a bipartisan petition to force a vote to release the Epstein files. Well, the longest federal government shutdown in history could end later today as the House is due to vote on a bill passed by the Senate. CBS's Nicole Killian on Capitol Hill.
Despite approving a short-term funding package in September, the House will now take up a revamped Senate bill to extend federal funding through late January, with other portions of the government funded for a full year, including SNAP or food assistance. Federal workers will also be granted back pay, and those fired during the shutdown will be reinstated.
Democrats will be strongly opposed.
Democrats are expected to reject the measure after their key demand to extend the increased Obamacare health insurance subsidies was not included in a final deal.
CBS's Chris Van Cleve tells us even if the shutdown ends today, air travel could still be messy for days to come.
It's been nearly a week of brutal air travel, and while there's a potential end to the government shutdown in sight, flyers' uncertainty remains.
We're just hoping and praying for the best.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy warns of travel gridlock if the House doesn't vote to reopen the government quickly.
If this doesn't open, you might have airlines that say, we're going to ground our planes. We're not going to fly anymore. That's how serious this is.
Duffy is pledging to pay controllers about 70% of their missed pay 24 to 48 hours after the government reopens.
On the weather map, temperatures are still 20 to 30 degrees lower than average for this time of year in much of the eastern half of the country. CBS News meteorologist Rob Marciano.
Wind chill still in the 30s out across the south today. 31 degrees for a wind chill this morning in Raleigh, 33 in D.C. Feeling like the freezing mark, feeling below freezing in the Boston area.
On the west coast, an atmospheric river taking aim at California is expected to bring heavy rains and mountain snow. Correspondent Charlie D'Agata has the latest on stepped-up U.S. military efforts in Latin America aimed at the drug trade.
The Navy tells us the largest and most sophisticated warship in the world, USS Gerald R. Ford, is now under command of those in charge of America's most active military zone. It's there to support President Trump's campaign to, quote, dismantle transnational criminal organizations and counter narco-terrorism. In response to the U.S. buildup, Venezuela is launching a massive deployment of military personnel and weapons across the country.
A new report details the treatment of Venezuelans sent from the U.S. to a notorious prison in El Salvador.
Juanita Gobertas Estrada with the Human Rights Watch says what they found was devastating.
These 252 Venezuelans were the victims of systematic torture. They were beaten day in, day out.
The report also noted the inhumane prison conditions, and she says most importantly what they concluded:
the Trump administration is complicit in tortured and enforced disappearances.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
4 minutes after the hour.
Well, that's today's news. Today's news. It's 57 degrees in Foster City, California. I didn't hear any good news, did you? I didn't think so. I guess it's all about perspective. The glass is half full. Well, as always, I want to thank you again for coming along with me on these Dash Cam News adventures. You know the drill. Peace, love, and all that hippie jazz. Bye-bye, everybody.